Welcome along to the Gfinity Arena for Week 5 of the Elite Series. Now, it is very, very exciting tonight because not only is it fireworks night across London, and we are getting ready for that season, but also in the Gfinity Arena, we have had some epic CSGO action for you. And do you know what? Some people's performances have very much been real fireworks, really exciting, really off the mark. It has been epic, epic scenes.
Envyus are dropping like flies. Ladies and gents, Team Endpoint are climbing up that table.
So it is going to be Prophecy with a 16-8 scoreline.
Reason could be only seconds away. The Danes are going to win. It is going to be a method victory.
Some juicy action there that has definitely, and I'm sure it's a fact, made you go, ooh, ah, like fireworks? No? Okay, fair enough. Listen, we've had 3 epic matches so far. And my sister from another mother, LVP, which is Lottie Van Praag for long, is backstage right now and can give us a little insight and tell us what went down in the first 2 matches.
Thanks, T-Dog. So I'm here with Kyanite. Kyanite, you are our ears, our eyes of the CSGO that's happening today. So we had our first matchup, which was Envyus versus Prophecy. Now, quite a difficult matchup, probably, because Prophecy are struggling this season to get the momentum, get their skill down, and that one ended 16-7. As you are the eyes and ears of the CSGO, how was that one for you, casting that one as well?
It was really interesting because Prophecy obviously got their first win last week on Inferno, and then they had to face Envyus. They're obviously one of the favourites to win this season on a map that French teams are normally good at in the form of Inferno. So going into that one, it was always going to be a very interesting matchup, but I think in the end most of us predicted that Envyus would win, and you could tell that their quality really shone through.
Were there any highlights for you in that match? Any players that really stood out to you?
Not off the top of my head. Feels like everyone on the Envyus team played incredibly well, got into double digits, and that's where I think Prophecy struggled. They had, I think, 2 players that got into double digits, but then 3 of them that were just like about 10 frags behind the other sets of players. So yeah, it was kind of disappointing, but overall it was a fun game to commentate.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for that update, Kyanite. We're going to go into this next room to find my next man of the hour, who is also the analyst of our CSGO season, which is SEO. Now, SEO, I think I'm going to find you on the couch. Hello, mate. How are we?
Doing well, doing well.
Good, good. Let's have a quick talk about matchup 2 today. So we saw a very, very good Envyus team lose to an even better Epsilon team. Now, that one was 16-11, if I so recall. I mean, Zinken was on fire that game as well, some of the highlights, and quite a lot of eco rounds going on. So give me your breakdown of this game.
Honestly, it was a game of, poorly done anti-eco rounds. It was constantly getting teams going ecoed. Not like your generic eco either. It was full-blown ecos, USPs, Glocks, that sort of stuff. It was quite a bit of a mess in that sort of sense, but overall it was a very hard, well-fought battle.
And what were the highlights for this? My personal highlight was Zinken's ace, but that's just me.
I think it might have to be Link on the pistol round, honestly. It was very crisp and a good start for a player who's not used to the stage.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much, SEO, for that. 2 fantastic matches. Tom, what did match 3 give us?
Oh, what did it give us? Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I can dance that myself. But you know what I'll do, LVP? I'll head over there to Herald and to Sponge. Gentlemen, it has been an epic day. But match 3, I mean, XL taking on Reason. It was a great... You're making me... Stop making me laugh. Stop making me laugh. Stop making me laugh. This is professional. Sorry about the Sponge.
No, it's all right.
It's me. I've corpsed.
I thought we were laughing about the prediction you got wrong again.
No, let's not talk about my predictions for the day. Let's talk about how good Reason were when they took on XL.
Well, to be honest, I think it was a little bit lackluster. We expect a huge amount from that Reason gaming side, and although XL were playing very well, I think their Reason are a step above, and we just didn't see what they're fully capable of.
Both teams had a really good system on their T side though, lots of cool executes, good strategies coming out to players. CT side on their map though, expect them to be able to dominate on, and we didn't actually see that from either side. Unfortunate that they couldn't actually put up a decent showing. The XL boys on the CT side, they could have taken it.
Yeah, the steam train keeps rolling for Reason, but unfortunately kind of feels like it's come to an end for XL. There's still mathematically a chance, but we'll see what happens. This is the standings, how everything has resulted from today's action. And basically, you have got there Epsilon sitting pretty at the top with Reason, 13 points apiece. And then we have got Method with an opportunity to join him on 13 points. And so do Endpoint. Juicy contest, have we saved the best till last today, or are we in for a bit of a rollover for one team?
This is definitely the closest match of the day, in my opinion. This is going to be a bit of a snobber locker. You've got the best two teams in the UK right now going head-to-head. Endpoint have been showing everyone how great they are. They've been getting some incredible results, both in the EU and in Europe.
Same
thing, isn't it? Either way, all over the place.
Well, not if Brexit goes the way it's going, mate. We won't know what it is anymore. We won't know what it is.
Anywho.
Obviously, from Season 1, you remember watching both of these teams at Endpoint and Method. And I tell you what, Method aren't the sort of team that aren't delivering, as we've seen.
I saw really good things from Mighty Max and Thomas last time I was here. So, I'm surprised to see if they can, show up and do those kind of, I guess, frags again, see if that can come out of them. But I think the guys from Method are a bit more tenured, right? They've been around the block. So if this becomes, a very close matchup, maybe their experience can shine.
OK, gentlemen, thank you very much for that, Mr. EU Herald. Listen, a blockbuster of a fixture rounds off Week 5, and sparks are guaranteed to fly in this one. Both teams have been riding high in recent weeks, silencing their doubters and fragging their way into the top 4. We are moments away from Envyus taking on Endpoint.
It's all on Max now. A 1v2 Max. Endpoint muster up the courage to go over the finish line and get the first win for themselves. It's Prophecy versus Method, second game. He's got to work his way around the deep. Comes out, but Joey finds the headshot. Method expecting a 16-9 scoreline, and see if that may just come to fruition. Endpoint starting off on the CTs. Let's get into this, Nods. Oh, Max with a double entry. That's incredible from Max. Max, the hat trick. Incredibly close stuff, but Endpoint claim victory. The final match of the day is going to be Method on the CT side here on Cash, and Epsilon on the T side. Oh, that is filthy. Epsilon secure the win over Method today. How ready is Endpoint for Reason? But it's all coming up CT. Reason are making it work. Reason Gaming get that 16th round. They lock it down. Method versus Envyus. Finds the initial headshot, though takes down Hanji, ready for more. Method pick up the victory.
British derby on our hands. It's Method against Envyus. Searching for Aaron and wins an important round. It is gonna be a Method victory. Max with a double, Max with a triple. Envyus are dropping like flies. Team Endpoint are climbing up that table.
Climbing up that table, they have indeed done. Sitting pretty with 10 points. They will make it to 13 points, so joint top of the table. What has happened to Endpoint? What's changed from Season 1? This is the lineup. Obviously, the return of Thomas, Cuban Thomas, I think we referred to him, just because he went on holiday there for 2 weeks and let his Reason side down a little bit. But anyway, he is back now, playing in the Elite Series for Endpoint. But why has it clicked this season, but not last season?
I think last season we did see some good stuff from them. It's just they hadn't reached their full potential. So a couple of roster changes came in, Thomas excluded. You've got Stan coming in. Stan, incredibly skilled. That player is seriously good. One of the best in the UK right now, without a doubt. You've got Fasha, great entry fragger. When he needs to, he can go huge. You've got Imi, who's been playing a lot better recently. And also, as an in-game leader, he's fantastic. And you've got Mighty Max. He's always been great. Imi and Mighty Max have been together for years. And then you've got Jakey standing behind them. Although Jakey doesn't do a huge amount on the stage, he's not the NLM type character, he does do a hell of a lot behind. And that's what really is helping them. A lot of work.
OK, so a lot of work's gone into it. In terms of your experience, Franja, in terms of coaching, Jakey, you're saying he's not a NLM, so he's not really a motivator, Harold, but how important is the coach in terms of gameplay during the match?
if he's not a motivator in terms of the coaching role, then he has to actually do a lot of prep work with the in-game leader. And I think, giving the in-game leader a bit of slack to focus on his game a little bit more is huge. So if you can do the prep work, you can look at the tendencies of the opponents, you can come up with the strategies, you can help in any way you can, even in small ways of communication. That's a really big help from a coach. And I think if he is that type of coach and there's someone else on the team that's going to get up and do the yelling and screaming and motivate the boys, it's a good trade-off.
Okay, well, listen, let's hear from Jakey, the coach. Let's see what he had to say.
I mean, even with Thomas as our sub instead of Weber for this week, I think we should comfortably win. I mean, as HLTV brought out today, we're the top ranked team in the UK, so I think it'll be quite a comfortable win.
Quite the comfortable win. Well, there is confidence exuded from a man with one red mug on the table. I don't know, do you reckon it's one of those props where there was nothing in it? It was just for show? Just showing off his one.
No, I think they filmed him make that whole cup of tea.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. Let's talk about that Method lineup. They have definitely been a stronger team. What's quite interesting, last season they had Weber playing for them. A new transition change is Weber is now part of Endpoint, but he is now not playing until next week. So this Method lineup, some shiny, excited faces on that Method team.
I mean, it's a little bit close. Joey's really at me.
It's a crucial distance.
Yeah. It is a crucial distance. What you've got on this team is a huge amount of skill. Crucial and Surreal both played over at NA. Surreal was playing with Complexity, Crucial on Splice. Both of them gained a lot of experience from that. They come back as massive fraggers. When they went away, they were massive fraggers, and now they've got the experience to back it up. Genko, very, very up and coming in the UK scene. Very strong player, very talented. Pulse, massive amount of experience, very, very talented player.
Experienced
and then
guy.
Neil Zinio, a lot of experience, going to lead his team to victory.
Okay, leading the team. Now, they have got exciting, explosive play, and they're beginning to unlock that potential, especially with the fraggers at the end. What do they need to do today to beat Endpoint with all the talent they've got on their roster?
I just think it's about, closing out those clutch rounds. So, we've seen a lot of Counter-Strike that's come down to post-plant scenarios, and these guys have, as you mentioned, Surreal and Crucial, who have played at a much higher level on a consistent basis. So they should be, able to close out those scenarios as well as be the guys opening up rounds. Everybody else just needs to rally behind them and do their jobs. I'm going to put a lot of pressure on those two stars.
Yeah, if they get the win this week, then they'll be up against Reason, who are looking stronger and stronger. But it'd be good for Method to get that momentum going so that they can just keep competing, because as we know, 8 teams, only the top 4 go through to those playoffs, and you can get an early scalp against someone that you're going to play later on and play those mind games on them, can't it?
Yeah, it always helps, it's a double-edged sword in a way. It can work in your favour and against depending on the maps in the pool. But a win is always a mental edge, and you can always take that into a future matchup.
Yeah, now you mentioned it, Harold. One of the key players for Method is Surreal in terms of what he has been able to do. What have you really liked about his play so far in Season 2? Is there anything that stood out for you?
He's just one of those players where consistently you can give him an AK, you can give him an orb, you can say stand there, you can say stand there, and he will get frags no matter what. He's always 25, 30 kills, and it doesn't matter. When I first saw him play, it was one of the first lands I cast a long, long time ago. Not that long. But he was just an insane player, and he was at the top of his game. He got picked up by a US NA org, went over there, decided to come back, probably of his own accord. I'm not going to get into that. But when he came back, he was just as good, if not better, as before. And he's just a reliable player. You put him in a position, he'll give you results.
Yeah, indeed. And those stats speak for themselves right there. Talking about the headshot, 16.7. Headshot and then an average of 15.33. And he's going to have to be firing on all cylinders today. Gentlemen, I look forward to this one. I feel bad that I'm going to have to split you up. I'm going to take you, Sponge, over to the desk. And Harold, you all right to just stay here, Cast, for the next one?
Yes.
You've done an excellent job all day.
Thanks.
Also, someone else who's done an amazing job backstage, getting all the inside scoop, but being the eyes and ears, it is, of course, Lottie. What are you up to at the moment, Lottie? What's going on?
Well, actually, I'm not backstage. I'm actually in the audience with 2 fantastic guys. I've got Wendansky and Boaster here with me from Team XL. Now, we've got a really interesting match coming up, boys. We've got Endpoint versus Method. Now, I mean, it's going to be a difficult matchup. We've got the likes of Imi on Endpoint. We've got Surreal and Crucial and Method. I mean, Wendansky, where do we see this one going?
I don't know. It's going to be a pretty tight game, I think. I think Method probably should win it because of the better players, but Endpoint have been pretty good this season, so I'd say maybe like a 16-12 Method.
Okay, 16-12 Method, okay. And Boaster, what do you think the key is going to be for Endpoint to take that win off Method, perhaps?
They will have to kill the enemy. No, they'll just have to shoot them and kill them, I guess. Honestly, it's going to be so close.
And that is why Jake is the IGL. Windansky, so what do you think? What does Endpoint have to do to shut Method out?
I'm not sure really. Method have got like 4 really good maps. Endpoint have been playing really good as well on most of the maps as well. So they're definitely going to play a map that they both play. So it's going to be up to really who's hitting their shots. But Method have got some really individually talented players, some of the best in the UK. So I'd say if they're on the ball today, they'll be definitely winning.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, boys. Tom, it's back over to you.
Okay, welcoming back everybody over to the centre of the stage. By my adjudicator, the main man, and Nilzenia for Method, representing yo. I don't know why I said that. And Jakey over here. I've got to ask, that red mug on the table, did it have anything in it?
Yeah, nice cup of tea.
Okay, how'd you have your tea?
2 sugars, bit of milk. Yeah, nice.
Solid work. All right, talking about solid work, you need to do this. It is going to be now the coin toss. So, who's calling? Just anyone?
Endpoint calling heads.
Okay. Big moment.
It's tails.
It's tails. You lost the toss. Doesn't matter. It's not like cricket. We can get back into this.
They can go first.
Okay, we're going first.
I think for the first ban, I'm going to have to go for cash.
Okay, cash is out of there. We've only got the pound left.
We're going to get rid of Overpass.
Overpass is gone.
Okay. Going to ban Cobble.
Cobble is banned.
Cool. We are going to ban Mirage.
Mirage is gone. I feel like David Dickerson here.
I'm going to ban Train.
Train is banned. You're going to have to walk home.
We're going to play Inferno then.
Okay, so that obviously for a moment there, I genuinely thought, Nilzenia, when he said, but that's not going to be Nuke. We have left with Inferno as the final map. Happy with that, Jakey?
Yeah, I think, again, both teams knew what to expect. So, yeah, we're ready.
Nilzenia?
Yeah.
Got to keep the pressure on the top boys up there, haven't you?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, I'll let you boys go back there. They've probably heard, they've shouted, it's Inferno, lads! They may have heard that, they might not have done, but I'll let those guys deliver the news. Now, what do we think about that SEO Inferno? What do we think about that, Sponge?
Can we just have a week where we force all the teams to play Nuke?
I think that
just to see what happens.
That would be so entertaining, and not so entertaining for all the right and wrong reasons. But what do you think about Inferno being that map?
Just that middle ground map. You know, we always talk about it when you get to these teams. You know, they're always going to get to the middle map in a veto to 1. So you're not going to have a strength lying in either way. Both teams are going to be happy with this one.
What about yourself, SEO? What do you take from that?
I think Jake summed it up. Both teams knew it was coming, and I'm assuming there's a lot of preparation for this as well. Honestly, this is probably the closest match to call, really, like we've had so far in the Elite Series. I genuinely feel like both rosters are skilled, matched up quite well, and it's on a map that they're both comfortable on. So I think it'll be a cracker.
Okay, now, from the beginning of the day, we took everyone's prediction when they tweeted it in. Who did you go for on this one, SEO?
Methods.
Okay, interesting. It's a very, very close game. It's going to be Inferno. It's map 1. There is only one map, so it's do or die. This is a situation with Method taking on Endpoint. We'll have all the live action for you just after the break. Right then, week 5 of the Gfinity Elite Series CSGO. It's been a brilliant day so far. Gentlemen, Endpoint versus Method. I already know your prediction, SEO. Why have you gone for Method in this particular encounter?
I just feel like they'll have the edge in this situation. As individuals, I think they are slightly ahead of Endpoint. As much as I want Endpoint to win, it just feels like a logical decision to me.
Yeah, and the return of Thomas. What can we expect from him? He hasn't played with these guys before, so will it be a situation where he's a newbie in this lineup and trying to get to know how they play and the strats and everything like that?
Well, he's actually played online with them for a different tournament, like a qualifier, where they had to use British players. So obviously they couldn't use Fasho or YNC at the time. So Thomas has played with some of the players already. It's just obviously it's not the same as practicing day in, day out. I think he'll be gelling in quite fine. He fits in quite well. Can rifle and he can use an AWP, which is perfect. Again, that fits the style of most of these players on Endpoint, honestly. So I think it'll just be just his raw ability is what will come out.
Thomas of old. Cuban Thomas. Sponge, what do you reckon for this little matchup, Endpoint or a Method?
I think a map like Inferno, you need to have you know, quite a few set strategies on the T side, which is a problem when you have a stand-in. Everyone should know the basic smokes and utility usage, but it really gets down to those crunch moments where you know you lose that opening kill, or the in-game leader wants to make a call on the fly, is where you really see them get like affected and flustered. So that could be, you know, a pressure point for Endpoint having a stand-in this scenario. So you know, I was also leaning towards Method, and that's purely just based off the experience from Crucial and Surreal.
Okay, all right, well, listen, follow my finger. I'm just going to wave it this direction, and I'm going to throw it to Lottie. Lottie, I'm pointing at you. There I am. Thank you very much.
I got you. Yeah, so guys, I'm here to update you on our perfect predictions on Twitter. Now, what we did was we asked you guys to pick all your winning teams for today. I also did it as well. And we've got a couple who are still in the running. I believe that's not actually correct. Bloomy's not correct, actually, but however, you can still enter. We've still got one last game to go, and there's still a few people who are in the... Oh, Benjamin Doughty. Oh, SEO. You're always right, mate. You're always right. We can't have you win. Guys, come on. We've got to still pick a winner for this one because SEO can't win. He's too good, guys. So just remember, tune in after the games to see who is the winner of all these amazing prizes. Go to the Gfinity Twitter account and you can find out whether you are a winner. But Tom, it's back over to you.
Thank you very much, Lottie. There we go. So the predictions were coming in thick and fast. Why did you do prophecy? Why did you copy me? You copied me.
Yeah,
tell everybody.
A bit of a mistake.
Okay.
I wouldn't copy someone who gets it wrong. So
still did though, right? So
yeah,
you also got it wrong anyway.
So the egg is on your face. I'm going to throw it over to the casters right now. Gentlemen, Harold, Kyanite, the predictions have been coming in thick and fast from you, gentlemen. Who are you saying for this one?
Well, I'm going to go with Endpoint.
Kyanite.
I'm going to say Endpoint. Deep down, I actually think Method, like SEO said, have the better players on paper, but Jakey has a very close place in my heart, so I'm going to root for him.
Okay, all right, he's gone with his heart. I like that.
Home is where the heart is.
Gentlemen, Inferno, we've seen this map a couple of times today already. This should be a juicy little contest, and as you put it earlier on, Harold, a slobber knocker. So over to you, gentlemen, enjoy.
Thank you very much. We'll try to.
We will, we'll try. I'll try pretty hard.
Let's be honest, we don't have to try to. Of course
no, we don't, because we love it. We just love another Inferno. That's what we love most in life.
That's it, a hat-trick of Inferno matches.
Yeah. We also like hats. So, I mean, we're winning this, really, aren't we? So, Inferno, again, we've been through this many a time, but very important on Inferno, CT side, maintain economy. It's going to be Method starting on the CT side. Endpoint are going to be on T. So, Endpoint do have the opportunity here to try and set the pace, try and put it to Method, whereas Method, they have the opportunity to take a step back, see what Endpoint have to offer, and then deal with them. Now, we have seen Method playing Inferno before, so you expect that Jakey has gone into a bit of detail, a little bit, you know, he loves his heat maps, he loves his smart stuff, you know, the clever stuff. So I'm hoping we see a little bit of that sort of incorporated into this, and we can see really what work has been put into it, and, you know, are they going to be able to read Method here?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Inferno, a map that's played very, very often. In the UK ranks, and obviously one thing I mentioned last week was that a lot of the players on each of these two sides have played in different teams with each other before, so they'll be able to, you know, try and counteract. They'll have a rough idea how their opposition may think, and they've probably practiced this map as well against each other. So both teams with a lot of information on each other, the individuals as well as how they play on this map. So it will be interesting to see how it unfolds. Last week, obviously, we saw some phenomenal AWP play from Crucial, very experienced player, one heck of a fragger, and of course, as you mentioned earlier on, Surreal has pretty much the highest ADR so far in this second season of the Elite Series. So for me, that says it all about the quality that Method possess. But overall, it's not individual players that win you games. It's not individual plays that win you games. To win at Counter-Strike, you've got to be a great team.
And fun-loving and community-oriented. That's what really wins participation. So the game now underway. Method starting on that CT side, Endpoint on T. It's going to be a very quick A play. Not messing around. Oh, heading into the wrap, heading over towards that B bomb site. First kill comes in. Fasha going to eliminate Neilzinho. Little do they know, however, 3 players on that B bomb site, and Surreal has found himself a kill onto Imi over towards T spawn, which makes this interesting now. 4 versus 4, but strange positional control.
yeah, they're just holding on to Archside and Library. Method, not quite sure what's going on just yet, but the Dutchman in Crucial most certainly does headshot onto Thomas, but it's going to be Fasher who single-handedly takes over this large array bomb site. 2 versus 3, make that a 3 versus 1. Genko with a clutch on his hands. Good old Fasher with not 1, not 2, but 3 kills that round to probably leave Endpoint in the driving seat going forwards.
Yeah, this is great stuff so far from Endpoint. Genko trying to do what he can, but he can't. Now, I think actually the unknown entity, the one that we haven't really touched upon here, is Thomas. Thomas is such a skilled player. We saw him last, or the weekend before last, absolutely decimating in EU competition. Under the Endpoint banner, admittedly not the same team, but now coming into this, I think Thomas is the one we really need to look to. He is such a skilled player. He's one of those players in the UK that really is just massively influential in every game that he seems to put himself in. So I think he's the one that's really is going to tip the tables here. You've got the skill of Method, you've got the teamwork of Endpoint and the skill, and now you throw Thomas into that mix as well. And obviously, you throw Weber in normally. You know, you have that massive amount of skill, you have that experience, and all of that gels together into the team to work really well.
Imi, his first man to try and unpeel this banana. It's going to be Surreal on 17 points of health. He's one of the defenders of this B-bomb site. Imi pre-firing the boost area. Might be able to get a kill onto Genko, which means that the other defending CT, who is no more in Surreal, was very low on HP. And well, this submachine rifle dominance from Endpoint. They're the stronger team coming into this. They've taken over the bomb site, but they've still got to be careful because Pulse has somehow made his way into ruins.
Yeah, just hiding away. Maybe able to get himself 1 kill, but it's a one-and-done kind of position unless he's able to do a lot. CZ, obviously not the easiest weapon to get multi-kills with. He's going to find himself 1, but Stan allows him no more, as he will be taken down now. Very, very calculated round coming in here from Endpoint. Send the MAC-10s in first. Let them scout out the site. If they get the kills, well done, they make the money. If they don't get the kills, it doesn't matter so much. It's only a MAC-10. The AKs can go in and clear up. So a perfect round coming in from Endpoint. Just important to keep those rifles alive. Make sure you don't let go of anything that is unnecessary to let go thereof. Stan racking up the money there with that MAC-10. He's going to have 1,200 extra quid in his bank account, so we could be seeing the orb come out pretty quickly. I think it's going to be Imi wielding that weapon. Not willing to go in for the attack is Stan. Crucial just on the other side of the wall. And so a nice, clean round, only losing 1 player. Very, very good for the economy.
Very good indeed. And Endpoint managing to obviously hold on to just a little bit of firepower that they had left at the end of that round. Those nice 2 crisp USP headshots coming out from Fasher that helped Endpoint, of course, take over the A bomb site in the pistol round. But here we go. Method, as expected, P250 for Crucial, CZ75 for Neil, that they both managed to salvage from the previous round. Meanwhile, the rest of them, well, on only silenced USPs, the guns that they, of course, spawn with. And they have opted to stack 4 players over on B. Kind of understandable, given the current situation. And in a situation like this, you do sometimes have to try and gamble.
I think Endpoint, as long as they play this how they have been playing, they should be okay. Scout it out, see what's going on. If they go over to A, which they are doing, detect what's going on, they should be able to fall back and keep those players alive. Stan overextending a little bit here, in my opinion. But he wants the money, it's understandable. But it does leave 2 players now dead. That's armors you have to rebuy. Although you would throw the weapons away either way. You've got to ask the question. Crucial, almost finding a kill through onto Thomas there, and it does get a little bit dangerous now. They have to be more careful. They have to beware of their surroundings. Neil's trying to get himself in with the CZ, but it's not going to work out for him. He's just going to have to sit behind that smoke. He's got a little gap to watch. Make sure no one's escaping. The round looking somewhat under control as long as they remain in the driving seat. Crucial coming in for the retake. P250 in hand. Got to be careful. The man is dangerous. The man is skilled. It's going to be Fasher to take him down. Fasher, we've had a great game from so far, and it's pretty clean. Fasher, Thomas, Mighty Max all come together and keep them 3 alive. Branding. Look at that. That's contractual. That is. You have to have the hat right there. Can't have it on his head.
Would you prefer it on his head?
No, I'm not saying any more about that.
Okay. So, Endpoint winning the pistol. Endpoint capitalizing on doing so, which means, if you just tuned in, round number 4, Endpoint have a 3-0 lead, but this is really where Methods start to flex their pecs. Crucial with his famous AWP. And for Envyus, for the remainder of Method, it's going to be Csgo to get blown to smithereens. It's going to be Surreal to get burnt to a crisp. And just when it seems like Endpoint go into their first gun round, before they know it, they're already 2 men down.
Not the greatest of starts in the first rifle of the game so far. That is going to cause problems later on, no doubt. But Thomas, Fasher and Imi, definitely capable. This gives Thomas an opportunity to show what he can do. 3 players, however, over towards that B bomb site is dangerous. That smoke is fading, going to be re-smoked, and so the push comes in now. Thomas, he's got fresh smokes to work with, but the peak comes out. Csgo and Surreal both coming at the same time. It's going to be a very effective peak. Csgo cleans up, and that's going to be the end of that. Nice round there from Method. Very, very good use of utility.
Yeah, nice pop flash coming out. Blinding not 1, not 2, but 3 terrorists who galloped their way in towards the B bomb site from Nana. And in the end, making it quite a simple round. Given that, of course, when that attack occurred, Method were already 2 soldiers up. But here we go. Endpoint still money in the bank, and as a result of that, they're spending the dollar. Molotov quickly getting extinguished at the top of Banana. The rest of the Endpoint boys, looks like they're sending Thomas into apps. Sending Max towards mid just to have a sniff, but this is generally how most teams play, you know, the T side of Inferno. You want to get intel first on exactly the setup that the CTs are playing with, and from that try and disintegrate the defense by modifying your attack. And so far, Method have been so passive that they've not really given Endpoint a sniff, but now they finally started getting some intel. Fasher pushing up mid. They'll know no one's quad side, but seeing where that Molotov came from, they'll know someone's just round the corner.
Yeah, getting close now. Pulse holding that close angle. There's so many players for him to contend with. Gets one. Traders straight back out as Thomas will press forward. Nilzino in the pit. Needs to go large here as Crucial finds one onto Fasher to take him down, shutting down that wrapping opportunity. Mighty Max jumping down will find nothing as the bomb will be planted. 2 versus 4. This is very tough. Kills need to come in and nothing's happening. Stan finally finding himself 1, but Surreal drains it straight back out. All trades so far as Stan finds himself 1 versus 2. He's evened out the playing field, but it's still not easy. Finding one more now, needs to spin around. Be careful. Csgo is right behind, and there he is. Stan comes through. 4 kills in the round, makes it look easy. And not a single emotion will cross his face.
Yeah, not a single emotion will cross his face, but Crucial... Obviously, Stan did really, really well to use the boxes on the bomb site to cover the angle behind him. But you can't help but feel like in that kind of scenario, his position wasn't really very different to the position where he got the kill prior to Crucial from. So maybe it feels like Crucial and Stan... not Crucial and Stan. Crucial and Csgo could have potentially timed their attack towards Stan a little bit better on top of that A-bomb site, and maybe, just maybe, that clutch may have just not occurred. But again, it's happened now, it's the past, and we have to focus on the present. And... thanks to Stan's antics in the last round, Method's economy was reset, and back on the pistols, they are struggling.
Yeah, well, can't expect too much from this round. Not a huge amount invested, of course. It's a reset. I had that 3-round loss bonus after the first 3 rounds. Now, not too much to work with. So, going to have to be a little bit more careful. Rush is coming in, just holding them back. There's not a huge amount for Method to do here. It is going to be the 5th round on the board, unless something goes rather horrifically wrong. But considering some of the games we've had today, I don't know what would surprise me anymore. Crucial, hoping to just get himself a kill. Thomas is very low, so there is opportunity. Where there's opportunity, Crucial strikes, and there he is. Like a coiled Viper, he will find his prey. Sorry, will get cut down. They know where Crucial is, so they should be able to hunt down that AK, but you've got to be careful. You give the man an inch, he'll take a mile. Although he has no armor, there is that working in favour of Team Endpoint. Fasher working his way forward, and he will find him. Aim punch kicks in, and Crucial is no more. A good 5th round coming in, losing only 1 player. Again, good for money.
Yeah, solid play from Team Endpoint, of course. This is Stan's wonderful clutch from the round prior to the last. And it just really goes to show why a lot of people say that, you know, Stanley He's one of the best upcoming talents in the UK, and he just showed us why. But let's see whether or not he can leave his mark on this round as well. Certainly left his mark at the top of Banana with a Molotov grenade. The reason why he puts that Molotov down so early on is to stop Method from pushing out of the B-bomb site and getting CTs in and around the sandbags area and the car, stopping them taking control of that upper Banana area, putting smokes down at the bottom, which locks off Banana from Endpoint and basically means in order to then get to the B-bomb site, they've got to go through Arch side. But here we go. Flash goes towards Arch side, ironically. Crucial all eyes on Boiler Room, but no one's actually going to be coming from there just yet. He's being forced to fall back. He's Glass Cannon AWP playing here, so it's going to be a bit of a gamble for him. But Fasher walks straight into his crosser. He will fall back now. Neil and Crucial substitute. So Neil goes towards the A-bomb site. Crucial is now holding Arch side with his AWP, and Pulse has now rotated over towards Pit with his M4. But talking about rotating, Endpoint are now heading towards Banana, and with 40 seconds to go, that's probably where the final stampede is going to head towards, which means that both Genko and Surreal are going to have a lot of work to do very, very soon.
Yeah, definitely capable men. The men for the job indeed, as Surreal prepares himself. He is going to mess that flash up just a little baby bit as Emmy takes down Genko, now getting a little bit dangerous. F4V4 back in play. Molotov's raining. Two mollies on the same place. Need to work on that communication, but the push will arrive. Surreal finds one, but Trey comes straight in. Missed shot from Crucial. Could be punished, and it will. Thomas doubles up. 8 seconds left. Get that bomb down. Get those frags in the bank. Pulse and Ilzino, last 2 men alive. 2v3. It's not impossible, but it is very, very difficult. They're going to need to go in and find some kills very quickly. FAMAS in the hands of Nilzinho. And you'd look to clutch as Thomas now takes his teammate down. 1 kill comes in. Stanley will fall. Looking for more. It's a 2 versus 1. Nilzinho walking straight in, but there's nothing he can do. Thomas crushing the opposition. 4 kills in the bank. You'd expect a little smile from Thomas, but not today. Maybe it's just being on Endpoint. You're not allowed to smile. If anyone can confirm.
Ironically, he looks more disappointed than...
Wanted the 5th.
Yeah. Well played from Imi. Very impressive how he got that opening frag on towards the B-bomb site with his AWP. Questions, I feel, do have to be asked as to why there was one B player peeking Banana. Meanwhile, the other one was playing so passively from the back of the bomb site, because as soon as one drops, when there isn't a second player there to get the trade, you then essentially end up with only one defender on the B-bomb site. And then he just gets completely overpowered, which was exactly what we saw occur to Surreal. Just prior to the bomb site becoming Endpoint territory. And on that note, as a result of the previous round, Method have pretty much spent almost nothing here, Sonny, other than Surreal, who's got a CZ75 armor, and we've got the odd P250 flying around, but you'd expect Endpoint to really make it 7-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Shouldn't be too much difficulty in doing that. Using utility correctly, they're wrapping the bomb site. They shouldn't have any trouble here. As long as they play their game, do what they know how to do. It's going to be 1 kill coming through. Doubles up. Nilzinho. Jenkle even come in. I called him Jenkle. That's not his name. Still, they're cleaning up. Just play safe, play together, recover the bomb. Mighty Max do the work. Let me get the bomb down and use the utility. They have plenty of it, and it should be used correctly. Mighty Max here in a very difficult position. He needs to find himself a quick kill. Crucial has slipped onto the bomb site. This is dangerous. No one has a clue he's there. Thank God Imi is in position and finds the headshot. The lone Dutchman will go down, and Mighty Max to close out as Genko falls. Maybe losing a couple too many players, but the round is under control, and so the boys in blue will win once more.
They most certainly will. And here we go, replay from Thomas's antics in round number 7. Basically all by himself, like a bodyguard on a Saturday night, holding down that B bomb site. Even though most bodyguards on a Saturday night won't be holding bomb sites down, but you can get what I kind of mean. So, double up setup coming out from Method. 1 for Crucial, 1 for Surreal, and I guess the argument is when you've got such quality AWPers in your side, why not at least take that gamble and go for it? Boost, interestingly, coming in Boiler Room. It's Pulse on the shoulders of Neil, and damage has actually been dealt, but no one will be coming their way. It's going to be Fire coming their way as they get barbecued out. Really nice play there from Endpoint. Knew exactly what happened. Forced one player out, had a second player communicating at mid to try and catch one off, retaliating from Boiler Room. And that to one side. Frags are basically happening left, right, and centre right now. Sonny, I can't keep up. Over to you.
That's because you're too slow. Thomas going to get that bomb down now on the back of the bomb site. Playing for apartments. Another missed flash. We've seen a couple of them today. You need to be very careful. Thomas facing off against the AWP of Surreal. A deadly weapon indeed as Genko pushes forward. Rifle in hand. He's going to go down. Thomas again proving why he is an absolute frag monster. And that's it, the end of the round. Mighty Max finds a kill onto Crucial. Now I have to accredit that whole round. Mighty Max coming out of apartments, holding down the site, making sure the AWP, I believe, on Pulse can't get, Crucial can't get forward, can't get an aggressive position, can't reclaim that site, and Mighty Max close it down. Lets Thomas do all the hard work. And they're happy. Win around 1-8 now, and Endpoint seem unstoppable. I would like to point out Ben's prediction. I believe he said it would be Method. Is there method to his madness, or is this the end point of his prediction career? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, it just goes to show that even Ezio is human.
No, he's a calculator with hair.
We could have done with a calculator earlier.
We could have indeed. Or someone with an A level in maths. Would have also been handy.
I wonder who's got one of them.
It's lying around. I got a couple like
that was a long
Should have brought
ago.
it, shouldn't I? God, silly me, silly me. 1-8 now. Endpoint taking a decisive lead into this. And again, Eco coming in for Team Method. Straight away, Endpoint have won the half. They've got themselves into a position where, going into next half, they are ahead. The question is now, how far can they extend their lead? Crucial. Does he know that he dances with the devil as the devil creeps slowly into his bomb site? Perhaps no. But the push comes in. Pulse will find one. It's a dirty kill. That's Crucial cleaning up. Oh, gets the second. Lovely kills coming in there from Crucial. He will get shut down, leaving it a 2 versus 3. Very similar to the eco we saw earlier in the game. But this time, Mighty Max and Thomas. Imi is nowhere to be seen. And so a very, very difficult hold. You never know where that pistoling player could come flying out of. You have to play every angle very, very carefully. Surreal with the AWP will go down. He's got no support. That smoke was very, very powerful indeed. And now the last two players going to get sprayed down. Neilzinho will find Thomas, and so it's all on Mighty Max. 1 kill to his name so far. Pops the flash, but can he pop the head of Neilzinho as the bomb ticks away? It's going to be Mighty Max winning the round out. 1-9.
9-1 it is. And see Jakey rallying on the rest of Endpoint. Deservedly so. They've been almost spotless so far based off of what we've seen. You do have to feel sorry for Method, because the issue is when you are on that slightly more expensive CT side, it seems like you buy up. If you can't capitalise on the 1 gun round, you're punished straight away. You don't get a second chance. You find yourself ecoing yet again. So it just seems like in rounds like the previous ones, even though Method have shown individually they've got some very talented players, like Crucial, who's just got the first blood of the round, getting those 2 P250 kills. Sometimes you just need that extra oomph to finish off the round, and they just don't have that in them eco rounds. But now, this is hopefully their time to shine. Crucial getting the opener will hopefully leave Method in an advantageous situation. More soldiers coming towards Crucial's AWP, and now he has a lot of work on his hands to do as terrorists come his way. Pulse with an M4 ready to rock behind him, gets one, gets the double onto Stan, turns around but can't get the kill onto Imi either. Neil is in pit and will finish things off. And ladies and gents, Method, on behalf of everyone in the Gfinity arena, I'd like to welcome Method back to the scoreboard, and I just really hope that from this point onwards, and for the sake of Ezio, they can build on it.
It's quite amusing when you think about the camera time they're getting, when even the camera on Method side is focused on Endpoint. Poor guys, poor guys. Either way, 2-9 now, and finally Method back in. Now, it would be awfully concerning if Method were to lose this round, because their money would be in dire straits indeed. And they would not be the Sultans of Swing, but instead, they would be Romeo and Juliet, both dead.
Nice. Fascia. Obviously, Method playing this one once again very passive. They don't really like peeking mid, sending anyone into void. Saw them do that 1 round and they got Molotov straight out. Just trying to let Endpoint waste as much utility as possible. But it does look like they are going to regroup. And prepare for an insurgency to head towards the B bomb site. Now, up until this point, every time Imi peeks in, he always checks the boost, and with Genko getting hit, the boost gets checked. So important of a check from Imi! And in a matter of seconds, the Method defense crumbles on the B bomb site. It is now in the hands of the terrorists. The bomb, the C4 is down. And in a 4 versus 2, Pulse and Neil have a massive retake to try and pull off.
Yeah, very, very difficult indeed. Thomas will go down, so that gives them an opportunity, but Fasha straight in for the trade, takes down Neil Zeno. It's all on Pulse, 1 versus 3, and this is absolutely devastating as Stan takes him down. And like you said, it was perfect. Imi went in straight away, doesn't mess around, he checks the angle, and that's something you can always rely on Imi for. All right, he may not be the guy that goes off and gets 100 clutches around. That would be impressive. But he checks his angles, he's reliable, you know he's there, and he's a strong player.
Because it seems really simple, like, check your angles. But whether it was train or
Captain Price told us, didn't he?
Yeah.
First thing you ever heard in a game. First thing I ever heard in a game, a good game. Check your corners. What kind of a name is Soap? Nades going in. Again, utility use is very, very good so far. That's what I said, Captain Price.
Yeah, I know.
That's what someone said in my ear. Price. Yeah, again, economy absolutely devastated for Method. Nothing to play with here. And it's looking like Endpoint could even take themselves a 13-2 half if they play their cards right.
You like your Brucey references, don't you?
Oh, what?
Brucey bonuses. Play your cards right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought my Dire Straits reference was strong. I thought my Dire Straits reference was good. I like that one. I hope someone at home got that. Sultan's a swing. Romeo and Juliet. No? Okay. Don't have to spell it out for you. Push coming in across over towards that B bomb site. No opening kills so far. Going to have to fall back on that side of Method. It's Django, needs to go large here, but he can't do it. Fasher shuts him down. Thomas follows up onto Surreal, and already that B bomb site is gone. It seems every single time Endpoint have gone B, well, for that matter, A as well, they seem to just find every single entry kill. Everything seems to go their way, and instantly it's a save call from Method. Hold on to those weapons. They've got no money. They've got no bonus coming in. It is going to be very, 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 very tough indeed for Method to get back into this one. They need to now reset, try and get around if they can, but go into the next half with a reset mindset.
What I will point out is that post-veto, Jake went up to the rest of his team and said, "We're playing Inferno. Are they mad?" And it looks like he's
that's very Jake.
He's hit the nail on the head. It is very Jake.
Yeah.
Are they mad?
And I liked him talking about his cup of tea on stage as well. He's very, very passionate when it comes to his cups of tea. Yeah.
2 sugars.
Back when I used to play with him, he'd be like,
why is Jake AFK? Where's Jake gone? He'd come back and be like, "Oh, I've just got a cup of tea, mate.
Cup of tea, 2 sugars, bit of milk.
2 sugars, bit of milk. Lovely jabbly."
That's what we like. So, Coach Pickles, how about that? That is a revelation.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's even got the tracksuit bottoms as well to go with the hoodie.
Watch out near them. Coach Pickles is on the up. I'm telling you.
That's the thing, though. Neil M was the original UK CS coach. He alone has inspired young
coaches,
upcoming coaches, such as Pickles and Jake. You know what I mean? I mean, whether or not they're washed-up players is another discussion.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm not getting involved with my son. I'm not getting involved. I think coaching is a very important aspect of Counter-Strike, and I do not like the way it has been shunned. But what do I know? That's what I ask you. Endpoint looking very, very strong indeed here. Method. What can they do, Kano? What can they do to get themselves back into this?
Oh, it's very, very difficult to really try and state what they can do. But what Endpoint are doing very, very well is they're not allowing Method. They're forcing Method into playing a very, very passive game. That way, Method are being forced, especially early on in the rounds, like there, the Molotov towards the top of Banana. Method can't push down or out of the B bomb site to try and take control of that area, which means Endpoint end up controlling the mass majority of the map. They're constantly going to be in positions where they can execute onto either of the 2 bomb sites, throw flashes over the buildings, etc., and basically just make life hell for the CTs. This is another example here. Fasha's pushed all the way up apps, not 1, but 2. And Neil, just about gets the kill, getting caught with his pants down, but Stan and Mighty Max rush straight out and explode onto the A bomb site there. An individual mistake, an error is all it takes for the defense to crumble. Method, only Csgo and Surreal remain alive, and Endpoint are on the verge here of winning 12 terrorist rounds on Inferno. There were talks before this game about this being a really closely fought game, a bit of a, you know, UK-ish derby kinda with some UK players on both sides, but really it's turning into a bit of a whitewash.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how warmed up Endpoint are right now. You know, okay, they make a bit of a mistake. They don't check Neil's in his position, but as soon as they find out he's there, Mighty Max doesn't even pause. He just runs out, bang, kill comes in, that's it, end of. There's no hesitation, there's no waiting around. They're just on fire. As soon as you get that call, you're out, you're killing. Look at him, that is the face of a killer. He's killed.
Determined.
And killing. Good hair as well, Max. Good, I like that, bit of an improvement. So there you go. I haven't actually seen a single Endpoint player display emotion yet, apart from Jakey. None of them, none of the others. And I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about ever, so far in my amateur career.
UMPs galore for the team on the left, the team in orange, which is Method, and a cheeky FAMAS for Surreal as well. Playing sandbags, he's managed to push all the way up for I think the first time in this half towards the top of Banana. We've got one on arch side, one on top of the A-bomb site, all eyes on apps, one on quad as well. But again, Endpoint will know that even though this is the last round of the first half, financially Method aren't in an ideal place, and you might have one or two players on pistols, you might have one or two players with submachine guns. You don't want to get too up close and personal to them. Take your time, fish them out, figure out how the CTs are set up, and then try and disengineer it.
It's the B bomb site under pressure. Csgo and Surreal, the final test. So far, they have not shown their prowess on B. Is this their time to shine? The smoke goes down, utility used, 30 seconds remain. They're going to have to push through this smoke. And so they will, shooting away like wild machine guns in the savannah. It's going to be all trades. That is very, very good for Endpoint. They get straight in, out, shake it all about, and that is a very effective site take. Now 3 versus 3 on the retake. It's going to be crucial. The first man in, UMP in hand. Like you say, UMP galore, universal machine pistol, more like the universe of machine pistols as they push in. Thomas up on high, AK-47 in hand. It takes one shot to kill. There's a flank coming in as well. This is devastating. The consequences could be huge. It's crucial. We'll find one. Mighty Max playing from... No, but there it is. Fasher comes in with the flank. One kill in. That's all it takes. Now the peak comes in from Mighty Max, and they shut down. That is exactly what Endpoint needed to do. 13-2, an insanely dominant half. That is crazy.
Yeah, electrifying first half from Endpoint. Electrifying Endpoint is what we should call them from now on, based on this map. And there we go, some cheeky replays. And it really, I think most of these replays, dude, are going to be just awesome frags coming out from the Endpoint boys. They've just been unstoppable so far.
You've got to feel sorry for Method. I mean, when a team is playing this well, you have to sort of, understand that Endpoint are 100% warmed up, 100% on point. Just crazy. Crazy stuff, and I think they should all be pretty happy with their performance so far. Of course, game is not over, and anything could happen. This is Counter-Strike, but Lottie is in the audience to give us a little bit more of an inside scoop.
I am indeed. Thank you so much, lads. Boys, I'm still with you. We're still watching. Now, okay, right. Windansky, your prediction wasn't quite right currently at the moment. What are they doing wrong?
I don't know. I think Joey's not really, Crucial's not hitting the shots on Arch right now, but fair play to Endpoint. Their strategies are top notch and they're really working together really well. Banana as well. They're not really taking any control. Stands by himself most of the time and he's just having a run of it. So I would like to see more aggression from the Method lads, but Endpoint have been an absolute solid force. So Fair play.
Are you still sticking by your prediction of the exact same?
What's the score? 12. What's the score? 13-2?
Yeah.
12. Oh, my prediction's dead now, isn't it? It's gone, so...
You won?
I'm not going to say anything because I think Method's T-side's pretty strong, but Endpoint, getting 14 rounds is going to be difficult.
Okay. Bo, so what have you made of this game so far?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. I was too busy looking at your eyes.
Well, Bo, maybe if you focus a bit more on your CSGO, you might be winning a bit more. Boys is going to be back over to you on the casting desk.
Jesus
Well, there's me thinking this is a serious Counter-Strike stream. Consider this derailed.
To be fair, give him benefit of the doubt. He was smoother than some of his play earlier on.
I'd say that was a rocky road if I've ever seen one. A rocky road that's melted into a rocky road. Not good at all, my friend. Not good at all.
Boaster.
Well, let's get back to the game at hand because it is underway. And Method are going to have to do some serious work to get themselves back into a winning position here.
Can they do it, though? That is the question.
Well,
let's be honest, they're not going to do it.
What you have on Method is you have an experienced team and you have an awful lot of skill. There is always the possibility. If they win the pistol round, okay, granted, it will be very difficult. They're probably not in a great mindset. Let me have a look.
You analysing what they currently look like?
They all look a bit sad, actually.
Yeah,
they all look a bit sad. Oh, I'll vote no, actually. No. They're probably... I mean...
I think...
Sad faces.
I think Windansky hit the nail on the head. Endpoint had been playing as a team. And if you look at the stats coming into this game, Surreal, Crucial and Pulse were up there in the top 5 for the first entry frags, and Surreal was up there with the highest ADR. But again, we've seen it's not about individual talent or how good one or two players in your team are. We saw that early on with Prophecy on this very same map. It's about how you function as a team, as a unit. That's what wins you games in Counter-Strike, as well as frags, which is what Fasher starts off this second half with before it gets nullified by the USP of Pulse.
Yeah, straight away getting into the groove of things, but Fasher, like you say, able to trade that one out. And so keeping it nice and tight. It is no way set. Crucial moving forward. It's going to be the B hit coming through. And you've got Imi and Stan ready to defend. Imi, the first point of contact, just going to keep himself safe. Stanley in the back line. It's going to be Nilzinho to open it up. Stanley staying alive. Like the BGs, but not quite. As Crucial will take him down. Thomas trying to get some work done, but it's not going to work. Pulse will eliminate him, and now Fasher finds himself the last man alive. Does he want an ace? Does he want an ace? No, he does not. He wants to bloody win the game. He's going in for it, but it's not going to work. Nilzinho takes him down through a board, through his head. See you later. Joey, looking happy. No one else, unfortunately.
I like that BG's reference.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of other BG song names to use myself.
Didn't do any, did they?
Well, they didn't what?
They didn't do any other songs.
Of course they did.
Staying Alive.
Staying Alive.
Yeah, the other ones they did.
What's it called?
Mississippi. Michigan State.
How Deep Is Your Love? Yeah, that's right.
Love.
Thanks for that production.
Cheers, guys.
Oh. What else is there? Anyways, Jive Talk, that's it.
Yes.
Thanks again, production. Anyways, maybe I should focus on Counter-Strike rather than BG songs. That's right, I do love the Bee Gees. I listen to them a lot of the time at work.
Yeah, you're not very good at listening, are you?
Yeah, no, I don't focus on the song name.
Yeah, what do you focus on?
Well, I could sing the song for you, but to be honest, I don't really want people at home to go through that. We'll do that off camera.
The day is too long, and the brights are too light.
Here we go then.
3 rounds on the board now. Method have put themselves into a position where they could potentially do some work. Crucial can open it up. Max will trade, but it's effective so far for Method. Moving on to that A bomb site. It's empty. There's no one there. It's a little ghost town, little ghost bomb site. Very bright ghost bomb site. That orange flooring is very distasteful. If I was an interior designer, granted it is an exterior area, but we'll call it interior, I would not be putting that there, and I'll tell you that for a fact.
I'll tell you what. How deep is Endpoint's love right now?
Yeah, you can't do that. If you've said "How Deep Is Your Love" is a BG song, you can't then have a. You can't do the same.
Oh, did we actually say that?
Reference. Yeah, you did.
Oh, right.
You said it out loud.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Was it me that said it though?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And then you said thanks, production.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's the one production said.
You did.
Production said jive talking.
But they also said "How Deep Is Your Love."
Did they?
You need to work on your memory and your listening.
And my maths.
Sure. Just work on everything, to be honest. You ever heard the phrase "jack of all trades"?
Yeah, I'm the master of none. And a jack of none.
You're a jack of no trades at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Don't worry, hard work prevails. You know what beats hard work when talent doesn't work hard? Hard work. 4 for 13 now. Method clawing their way back into the game. And another force buy coming up. Well, not a force buy. Endpoint, of course, saved those 3 weapons. So they will be able to buy into the next round. Question is, do they have the AWP? Because, of course, a very potent weapon. And did a lot of work for them in the first half just to get it started. Imi on the AWP was opening up sights. Didn't use it towards the end because they just wanted to speed up, hurry up, get in the face of the enemy. So understandable. But on that CT side, you do want to be pulling that AWP out, trying to lock down those angles, you know, banana, mid, maybe even heading up to apartments just to mix things up a little bit.
It's real. There's the bomb carrier behind him. As Method look to crawl back a few more rounds within this game. So far, so good on the terrorist side, as you'd expect with them taking the pistol. But they are heading towards the B bomb site, where these CZ-75s can be incredibly effective, just as Fasher showed us. But it is the UMPs that reign supreme. Bomb gets planted, and you probably expect Max and Thomas here to just try and get themselves in some nice positions to you know, pull off the odd exit kill or two.
Yep, every little helps, as they say at Tesco. Pulse is going to get taken down there. That is definitely not Tesco value. That's basics range. So up to Thomas now. 99 HP. Don't know what he's done with the rest. But of course, 99p is common in branding to confuse the mind into believing that something is cheaper than it is. Because of course it's not. 17 kills for Thomas, leading the way. Like I said, I think he is the unknown factor in this. The Phantom Killer. Chewing away. Good lord. Chewing away on his gum is Neilzinho. Got to stay cool. No matter what score is, you've got to stay cool. Right, if you lose, chew your gum, you know, mole. And that's what we love here at the Gfinity Elite Series. Staying cool.
So, crucial. Flying Dutchman has finally picked up his world-famous AWP. Peek towards quad side, and he could! Well, that's all he needed. A glimpse of Mighty Max, and suddenly, Endpoint and their defense start to crumble. Imi pushing all the way down towards the bottom of the banana. This is nice, but they're going to fall back, given that he spotted that no one's there. And Method are really just left trying to find yet another opener, but Endpoint, having lost that man earlier on the A-bomb site, they've dropped deeper. They've got one man in pit, one person that's rotated towards Arch side because of how they pushed towards the bottom of banana and got that intel earlier on. So they can afford to rotate that one man across. And then most importantly, Stan, who was brilliant really in the first half for Endpoint, sat on top of the bomb site protecting it. And he knows what's coming here. The smoke's come down, but he can't be too careful, so he's got to be ready to rotate to B, just in case that is Method's point of destination. But we now know that it, in fact, is not. Bomb will get planted on A. And Method, well, crawl yet another round back.
Yeah, good stuff. I said, Method, very, very skilled players. Never rule them out. And like I was saying, it's the experience on the team that is what enables a comeback. I'm not saying there will be a comeback. I'm saying if you want a comeback, you need to have those experienced players. You need to have the players that can quell the fears of the younger players. And really, on this team, you don't have that many young players. You know, Surreal, very experienced. Crucial, he's young, but he's got a massive breadth of experience. He's a very, very skilled player. He's played at the top level, relatively. Neilzinho, obviously been playing for years and years. Pulse, the same. Csgo is the only one there that you know, you'd consider the younger of the lot.
Benefits him though, being surrounded by so many experienced individuals.
Or does it intimidate? Good question. An interesting one to ponder, perhaps. An interesting one indeed. Fasher on your screens right now. Maybe beginning to sweat a little bit, is he? Slightly worried? Would you be slightly worried, sir? Or would you be playing it cool, playing it kind of cool?
I won't be too worried.
You're not worried?
No, still plenty more games to go. If Method don't manage to win this one, I still think they're in good stead for some more of their games coming up in this second season of the Gfinity Elite Series. So they will still rack up more points, I'm sure of it. It just feels like they've got far too much talent in their side not to. But anyways, talking about talent, probably one of their biggest was on the screen just prior to Csgo, and it was that man Surreal that, of course, went over to America. Trying to ply his trade, and that's exactly what he's done here in front of the B-bomb site. Csgo, his right-hand man. They're going to slowly creep into it. What they don't realize, of course, is that that is the bomb site open. Molotovs placed into the corners, the back corners of the bomb sites. Terrorists rushing inside to ensure it's clear prior to planting. And Method will make it 7.
Yeah, another round in the bank. Happy days for Method. They're clawing their way back in. They are now only 6 rounds away, I believe. I'm no calculator. 6 rounds away. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 6 rounds away from being tied with Endpoint. 13 rounds on the board. Endpoint just need 3 more, and they will be done. They'll be done. They'll go home. They'll get the taxi home. They'll go, guys, we've done it. We've done it. And what's better is we did it as a team, as a family, because as Vin Diesel said, family comes first. Live life a quarter mile at a time. Fast. Actually, I'm not going to say that. Not going to say that. Broadcasting and whatnot. I've done my research, let me tell you. Oh, yeah.
Endpoint only 3 rounds away from emerging victorious. And should they win, I could say they should be dancing. Yeah.
He's good, isn't he? He's a crisp man, and Crucial will open up the round. Very, very easy. He makes it look. First kill comes through. And again, opportunity for Method to take themselves an 8th round into this, close the gap to 5.
Completely different Method side going into this second half.
Well, it seems Crucial has woken up.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, but indeed. How long will it last? 21 rounds, well, 20 rounds played. We are in round number 21. Stan gets 1 before Max joins in as well. Has to fall back to the bomb site, but Thomas chops off the face of Crucial. That's Method's all-important AWPer down now, and they are going to have to retreat and head up Banana. If they can act fast, they might just about be able to catch Imi all by himself at the back of this bomb site. Once the bomb site's theirs, they've got just about enough utility to plant the bomb and protect it. But the second I say that, Imi puts down a Molotov and holds off 1 of the 2 advancing Method players.
Yeah, the flank comes through, however, Nilsino now finds himself 1 man versus 3, and Mighty Max takes the peak. Confident as ever, 14 rounds on the board, and Endpoint finally back on the running. They are ready now to take this one home with them. Question is, can they close it out? There's a reason HLTV call them choke point.
Choke point. I like that.
They don't.
Unsurprisingly.
One would think. 14 rounds on the board now. 1 off match point, 2 off the win. Money is good enough for Method to get a full buy in here, although looking somewhat sparse after this. Joey, again, trying to take the initiative, trying to get that first kill, but it's not going to work this time. He's been Molotoved off. They've said, no, enough is enough. Crucial. Back off. Back off.
Csgo made his way towards Boiler Room, but CT smoke coming in means that he can't really peek out and see if anyone's getting to work. And it does, of course, protect Thomas to his left-hand side. Interestingly, absolutely no terrorists have headed up Banana. The second I say that, Crucial goes towards T-steps and maybe takes a peek up there. But the smoke's being lobbed down from Endpoint, really prevented Method from being able to execute towards there, and that's why we now see them catapult themselves towards the A bomb site. Max with one, Thomas joins in with an AWP kill of his own. Crucial completely stranded at the moment, that AWP. Neil, his left-hand man, flashes flying out left, right, and center. Method can't get anywhere near this bomb site, but somehow Crucial gets a kill. It's the battle of the AWPers, and Thomas wins that AWP battle. Surreal gets a headshot, but on its own, it's not going to be sufficient. Team Endpoint now on match point. They finally fought back after a poor start to this second half. They are now on match point. And, well, you did say that Method were looking a little bit sweaty. And rightly so.
Yeah, indeed. This could be the end of the road for Method. At least they're earning themselves 7 points, but no bonus point coming from this game unless they win 3 more rounds. And I mean, okay, perhaps it may be inevitable, the loss is coming, but they have to keep fighting. They have to keep on going to try and get themselves that bonus point, because at the end of the day, every little point counts. You have to try and get it. Anyway, same setup we've seen many, many times today already. The default moving in. It's Banana control, however, that Method are going for. They want to get themselves up close and over to that B bomb site where they will face Imi and Fasha. Both had a good game so far, Fasha especially. But today comes their true challenge. 15 rounds on the board. This could win the game for Endpoint, put them back on top of the leaderboard as well. Well, tied top.
So, Method look like they're just about brewing something up for the B bomb site. Neil, eyes to the sky. And you won't need me to tell you why his eyes are to the sky. Molotov's pinpoint, but Imi is ready to rumble. Takes down one, leaves Jenko pretty low on HP, but Fasha now has to play this smart and give Mighty Max time to get involved as well, which he does! Shows why he's called the Mighty Max. 3 versus 2 now, Pulse and Crucial with it all to try and do and salvage. Fasha gets his first frag of the round, and in this 2 versus 1 situation, Pulse has to clutch. Otherwise, it's GG.
Very, very tough for him. The man trying to do everything. He taps away. Stan goes down. 8 seconds remain, but Fasha does not care. Takes the peak, takes the kill, and takes Pulse's head clean off his body. The win comes in from Endpoint. Although it looked like a struggle at the end, it wasn't for the whole game. They were dominant throughout. A 13-2 against one of the best teams in the UK is very, very impressive. So a big props to Team Endpoint. And to the future, they must look.
100%. You know, I want to ask you for an MVP, but if I'm being fully honest, so many players, well, in fact, all of them, on that Endpoint side.
But if you had to choose one.
So impressive. If I had to choose one, I think Stan had some magical moments.
I'm going to go with Thomas.
Unsurprising.
I'm going to go with Thomas.
Fair enough.
I think a fantastic game, though, from all of Endpoint. You know, they all came together and played very, very well. I spoke to them, actually, before the game, and I spoke to Imi, and I said, Imi, you're going to win. And he said, oh, might do. There you go, might do. He's won. Well done to Endpoint. A very, very impressive game indeed. And, well, a sign of things to come, one would think.
Fingers crossed. Obviously, very, very positive sign of things from the UK scene. And all I can say is long may it continue.
Yeah. Long live the Queen, indeed. So, Tom Deacon, I would like to say long live you, but I'll be lying. Over to you, buddy.
Yeah, it's something you do frequently. The thing is, Harold, it's been a delight to hear your dulcet tones throughout the day. Kyanite, though, just tips you for the best caster today. Listen, gentlemen, we have been treated to 4 epic games today, and that one, I mean, we thought it was going to be a lot closer, and in the end, Method didn't turn up to the party, did they?
Definitely 13-2 T-half is an outlier, right? Method couldn't really stand up to it. They got broken early with the economy. Things didn't go in their favour, but it was just poor. You know, I pointed towards the stars needing to stand up, and no one was really accountable for the Method squad in that match.
Yeah, and how well did Thomas do? I mean, Knight said Stan was the man who stood out there. Imi, in Harold's word, was the man who said, you know, we might win. Who stood out for you in that Endpoint team today?
I feel like Thomas is a good shout, really. Like, he's coming in as a stand-in, so you expect him to do, you know, the bare minimum, and he was phenomenal, really. He picked up the AWP at times, which is something we saw him do back at Season 1 with Reason. Honestly, he was really, really good as a stand-in, and potentially, you know, could replace Weber.
Well, if I was asked about this, which I wasn't, which is a good thing because my predictions today have been terrible, I would have said the two people that stood up for me were Jakey and Mighty Max, and we can welcome them down to the table right now. Epic music rains down. Mighty Max, come and join us. Jakey, the man who likes just a couple of sugars, a little bit of milk for his cup of tea. Now, gentlemen, we'll come to you, Jakey. The plan came together. You got Inferno, and you delivered.
Yeah, I mean, really strong T side from us, which it's always going to be easier with Thomas on our T side, just running around. CT side at the start, I think we tried to overcomplicate things a bit, but I mean, we just started playing our own game at the end, and easy game.
Yeah, and did you expect it to be as easy as it was in that T side?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw in the interview before I said comfortable win, so yeah, no problem.
He is exuding confidence. What's it like having a man who's so confident behind you throughout the games, Max?
It's good for us, but it's a little bit daunting when you have overconfidence going into a game, but we managed to get the result we wanted, so that's good.
You did indeed. Now, from the play that Endpoint have, getting joint back up their top, 13 points, how far can this team go, especially with the confidence of Jakey behind them?
I mean, with the confidence of Jakey as well. Like, I feel like they can definitely make it to the final. Like, honestly, I think the hurdle will be getting past possibly Reason and Epsilon, to be honest. They've shown that they can beat Method quite comfortably, and you know, it's just the foreign sides ahead of them.
Yeah, we sort of labelled this as being the best of British. And you've got to say that Endpoint are the best of the British at the moment.
Yeah, one of the teams turned up at least. You know, that T-half was clinical, right? I know you said it was just, you know, having Thomas running around, but the decision-making was really good by the players. You know, the tactical approach was fantastic. The only time he looked flustered was on those anti-ecos, which is the pistols just in the smokes, and it's always hard to deal with. So, props to you guys.
Yeah, now obviously, there's you've shown that you've managed to deliver with Thomas joining the team. SEO said you played online with him, but you've got Weber coming into that team. How is he going to fit into this roster right now? Because you're firing on all cylinders.
I mean, I think he still fits perfectly. Like, Thomas is really good, and I suppose if we didn't get Weber, I'd say Thomas might be the next big thing. So, but I think Weber, he fits in just because he has so much more experience, you know, and yeah, I think Thomas could be that player one day. But for now, we've got Weber.
Yeah. Do you think that experience is what's needed right now? You've got an experienced vet next to you. Can I call you vet, Mighty Max? Take vet?
I don't know if I qualify for vet. But
well, I'm going to call you vet. But obviously, you're going to get an experienced player join the team. Do you think that's what you need right now to get in, making sure you keep that playoffs, the position you're in right now, and then get through to the finals?
Yeah, I mean, what he brings is just like mid-round adaptation, what we really struggle on. Like, even in those 2 rounds, we had a good decision making, but it could have, some of the rounds against pistols could have gone either way. So it's what we needed, really.
Yeah, and should obviously Harold alluded to the fact that Imi just doesn't have the confident swagger that you do, Jakey, out and about. He got asked if he was going to win, and he said, "Yeah, might do."
Yeah, I mean, I think Imi's a bit reserved when he's on camera, at least. I think deep down he knows that we're definitely the best in the UK, and I think he expects us to win. So I think he's confident down there.
Well, I was watching you midweek. I was chatting to SEO. The boys, Endpoint, what any weaknesses? Are you still talking?
No, I'm just
you're just rambling. I like that. That is a confident man who just doesn't even care what he said. I love it, Jakey. What's the weakness for Endpoint that they can maybe sort of work on going forward to end up winning this Elite Series 2?
Well, I mean, last week, for example, that was another situation, not last week, the week before. There was decision-making, communication, rotations, that sort of stuff. Obviously, with Weber, this will be changing. You'll have to practice again from scratch, essentially get those maps down. It's just getting used to the 5 again, really. Like, before that, you guys were looking fine with Yannick, and obviously, personal reason, he's not with you guys anymore. So it's just moving ahead, really.
Wise words. Take them, write them down. I'll email them to you if you need them. That is SEO's final words. Gentlemen, congratulations, Jakey and Mighty Max. I believe Lottie is currently with good old Charlie Pickles and coach of Method, and also Neil Zilio. What are they saying, Lottie?
Well, obviously they're quite disappointed with the result today because it's not usual that you do lose, guys. It isn't usual at all. So, Pickles, we'll start with you first, coach of the hour. What went wrong on the CT side today?
CT side was a bit of a struggle. The start of the rounds were fine. We knew what they were doing, but it's just when we're getting into those 3v3 situations, like 30 seconds left on the clock and the communication wasn't there and we just weren't winning the crucial rounds. We got reset a couple of rounds as well, so our money was kind of in the bin for the first half, which led us to having a really rough side on CT.
Okay, and Neilzinho, what was going on in camp, in the team? What was happening towards the end of the game? What was the feeling like and what was the communication?
I think at the end we were just, you can't really do much. Like, you just have to keep playing round by round and hopefully keep winning. And started bringing it back, but it's really hard to come back from a 13-2. But so like Pickle said, every time we got like an entry or something, we lost like a really bad round. Like I think Stan won a 1v4 in like a really important round on CT side, and that kind of set the tone for the half. So.
Okay. Do you guys know exactly what you need to do now to stop all these mistakes happening and to make sure you secure a win next time?
Never play Inferno again, ever.
Never play it ever again. What would you rather have?
Cobble, anything but Inferno. We've tried practice and it's so much now. I don't know, we just can't get CT side right. Don't know what it is, but I just don't think it suits our players. So.
Practice, Neilzinho.
Pretty much.
Very much. Thank you so much, boys, for joining me. Tom, it's back to you after this exciting last game, and I'll be seeing you, Tom, next week.
Oh, yes, you will, Lottie, from that direction. Thank you very much to Neilzinho and to Chad Pickles. Nice to see him, because his train ticket didn't arrive in time last week. And we'll see more of those boys. They didn't have a good showing today, but I tell you what, let's have a quick reminder of the results that have been before our very eyes, and the casting gentlemen, Kyanite and Herald. Obviously, Team Envy kickstarting everything with a 16-7 win against Prophecy. Team Envyus losing to Epsilon. Excel losing to Reason Gaming 13-16. And then we've just seen it, Endpoint 16, Method 7. Let's see how that affects the standings. And at the moment, points is very close at the top, incredibly close. Epsilon on 13, Reason on 13, Endpoint on 13, and Method on 10. So currently, even though they just had that lost Method, they are still in the playoff spots and all still to play for. You'd pretty much say that there is a mathematical ability for Excel and Envyus to get in there, but Prophecy staring down the barrel there. They are out. Is that you waving your hands, Herald, at me? That is out. Beautiful. Listen, gentlemen, I want to talk about MVPs from today. Who sort of stood out for you? I've got to say, from game one, it's got to be Jax, right? He wants to remind us of what happened and what Jax was doing today.
Yeah, Jax was very confident. Like, we had VKL down here, we were talking about it. Like, where has he been this season? And he basically just said he just needs more confidence. Frankly, he's a more confident player. He becomes a better, version of himself. Essentially, he was getting entries, fragging well, high ADR. It was perfect, really.
Yeah, so I mean, we can see some of his play today. And finally, like turning up from season one, we remember how good he could be, and we saw glimpses of it today, didn't we?
Definitely, like it's something we've been constantly going on week in, week out. Haji and Jax has showed up. We're just waiting for Haji now. Yeah,
okay. Kyanite, matchup 2, which is a bit of a beauty. Who sort of stood out for you from that Epsilon lineup? Sort of Kevzy, it's got to be the man, right?
Yeah, Kevzy was unbelievable for Epsilon. Obviously, we went into it thinking that Jay-Z Walker was going to be the man to watch for Epsilon, but Kevzy proved us wrong.
He did indeed, and some of his play. A man who wasn't quite happy with his stats. I remember he came down and he was a bit miffed about them, wasn't he?
He wasn't too happy. The game actually, like the scoreline made it look closer than it actually was. I thought that the Epsilon guys looked like they were in control the whole time, lost both pistols. They had the majority of the gun rounds going their way, just a couple of scrappy rounds here and there, and I think that's what made it look closer than it was.
Now, backstage, speaking to one of the Reason guys, testers, he said it was going to be 40 frags. It wasn't quite that many, but he really did stand out for that Reason team, and XL just didn't have an answer for him today, did they, Harold?
Yeah, it's Laza tweeted it. He said, worst game to have my worst performance of the season. And so, can we not have the face camera in my hair?
Sorry, mate. Do apologise about
good.
that.
So I just saw that. I can't have that. Yeah,
well, we need some eye candy, and I'm afraid it's going to
performance, insane player. And the thing is, he's building up consistency. So not only is he having the odd insane performance, but he's actually building up so that not only can he have one good performance, but he can keep that going, and he can keep his team firing on all cylinders. And XL just didn't seem to have a response for it after you know, the initial burst of energy.
Now look at that luscious hair. You saw that luscious hair. Now I tell you what, I don't think that haircut hasn't been unnoticed. I've jotted it down. I'll give you a compliment in a couple of weeks' time. Listen, Sponge, let's talk about Cuban Thomas. It's a name that makes you smile every time. He was epic for Endpoint, seeing as he came into that team and really delivered. Didn't let those boys down, did he?
Yeah, to be a stand-in and put up a performance like that, that's really, like, you know, admirable to be able to do that. And I think, you know, their T-side was clinical, even though it looked like sometimes it was a little bit random or the decisions weren't on point. They definitely looked like they had a game plan and they stuck to it. There was some good decision-making in 2v2 scenarios as well. So I think across the board, if you can have a performance like that on the T-side on a map like Inferno, you have to be pretty happy.
Yeah, definitely. Now, just gentlemen, I want to get out of those four, Jax, Kevzy, Tessus, and Thomas, who would be your MVP of the whole weekend? I'll start with you, SEO. You have to pick one of them.
I think I'll go with Thomas. It is probably the biggest game of the weekend between two of the top four sides, and you know, the performance is perfect.
Okay, and Sponge?
I was going to say that, but let's go with Kevzy because his attitude means he wants to do better. So maybe we can see more MVP performances out of him.
He does indeed. Harold, for you, out of those four?
Stick with Thomas. It was a crazy performance. It should have been so much closer, but just stand-up performance, shut them down.
And Knight. Thomas is, oh, it's unanimous. Look at that. I tell you what, it's not the only MVP. There's also another MVP I want to talk about, which is Most Vicious Put Down. If you missed it, here's a little reminder of what happened.
Okay, Bosa, what have you made of this game so far?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. I was too busy looking at your eyes.
Well, Bosa, maybe if you focus a bit more on your CSGO, you might be winning a bit more.
Oh, that was vicious. I tell you what, listen, thank you very much, SEO. Thank you very much, Sponge. Lovely to have you back all the way from Australia. Harold, delightful casting for you. Kai and I, always a pleasure. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So we go on to week 6 then. So that's it for another week of CSGO action here at the Gfinity Arena in London. And what an absolute corker it was. 4 teams took a step closer to the playoffs. 4 teams were left in despair. We'll do it all again next week, but in the spirit of Guy Fawkes and Fireworks Night, we'll always remember the 4th of November. Clutches, diffuses, and orbs. I'm pretty proud of that one. See you next week.